Hey everyone, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and today we've got a sound demo of the 2020 Lexus RCF and its optional Mark Levinson 17-speaker sound system. This is a $2,725 upgrade on the standard RCF and RCF Track editions, and provides 835 watts of power through its 17 speakers. This is going to be an in-depth sound system review. I'm going to check out some tracks static here, go out on the road, listen to those at highway speeds. I'll give you my impressions at the end. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a quick look at this beast of a car. So weather's finally getting nice and warm up here in Michigan. So the car's already running. Keep that AC going for me. And this is Lexus's luxury performance coupe. The big aggressive grille, 475 horsepower, 5-liter V8. It's been awesome spending a week with this car. Took it out to the track. Link to those videos in the description if you want to see more on the car, but this is a sound system review. So let's take a look at speaker locations here. Now with this 17 speaker system, a lot of different speakers are hidden behind the same speaker grill, but let's see where they're at. So you got one down here, and then, is that just one in the door? Yep, just one in the door here. Speaker grills, 2 up there, 3, 4, 5. You've got 6, 7 on the left, 8, 9 on the right, and then 10, 11, 12 at the back there, including your subwoofer. Now, like I said, there's 5 more speakers in there, kind of hidden behind other grills, but you've got an idea of where they're located. In terms of audio inputs for the Lexus RCF, pretty standard fare. You've got your standard AM, FM, Sirius XM radio, as well as a USB slot and Bluetooth audio. And on top of that, you do have a 3.5mm auxiliary input jack right there. So what are you missing? Nothing, because there's also a CD. Look at that. So everything you might want in the Mark Levinson system, get your high-end audio however you want it. However, you are missing Apple CarPlay and Android Auto support. Actually, take that back. There should be Apple CarPlay support, but no Android Auto support. So that's the only thing you're missing from the system. In terms of inputs and audio controls, you're dealing with this frustrating touchpad that Lexus devised back in the mid-2010s and hasn't gotten rid of yet in all their vehicles. So you can go here to media, and then you sort of scroll around with this touchpad. Turn the music down a little bit. So if I wanted to say turn on shuffle here, I'd sort of shuffle my way over using this touchpad, and there's some haptic feedback there, but I sort of move the trackpad around and then click on that. You push down on the whole trackpad. Now I do like that a little bit better than using a touchscreen, especially with the screen being way up there, but it's not the most intuitive system. I much prefer the knobs that many of the other manufacturers use. It is a little bit better than Lexus's little touch knob that you had to sort of scroll knob thing, but this pad isn't too much better, especially if you're wearing gloves or if your fingers are sticky from sweat or water or something like that. So it is a little bit frustrating to navigate around, but you can get used to it, I suppose. Fortunately, there are some manual buttons here. You have volume knob, turn up and down, as well as volume adjustment on the steering wheel. There aren't any detents on this volume knob, it's just smooth. I would like to see some detents on there, but I know Lexus and Toyota don't care for that. Then you can also switch tracks with this knob, these buttons on the wheel, or with the touchscreen right there. Sorry, the trackpad on the screen. Okay, let's listen to a track or two and then get on the road. Oh, one more thing, almost forgot. Sound setting adjustments. So if you go over here, you've got your standard treble, mid-range, bass. Let's go through those. You've also got front, back, left, right, fader, and balance. Automatic sound levelizer, so as you get up to a faster speed, the sound volume sort of maintains. And then a surround sound setting here. So you're not going to really be able to tell the difference, but I'll turn that on and off later as we're moving. But we always do these sound system tests with all the settings set to their factory defaults, so we'll start out that way. Alright, let's just get on the road. Alright, we got onto the highway here. Turn it into Sport Plus mode and let you hear the engine. Love listening to that 5-liter roar. I've not gotten tired of that, that's for sure. Down to 75 miles per hour here and let you hear what road noise is like. So there's a decent bit of road noise just coming from those Michelin Pilot Sport 4S Performance tires. Other than that, no engine noise once the V8 calms down, no wind noise either. So pretty refined cabin, and if the road noise really bothered you, you could slap on some quieter tires and be good to go. One other thing I'll note, the blinker is one of the quietest turn signals I've ever heard, so take a listen. You can barely even hear it at highway speeds. It's kind of cool. Anyway, let's listen to a few more tracks. Now for those of you who watch these sound tests regularly, you know this song can really put systems to their knees. Let's check it out. noticed this when I first started listening to music in this car, and I noticed it exactly the same here listening to these songs. There's too much upper mid-range. It's a very harsh part of the audio spectrum for us, for people. And when you turn it up, it just really grinds on your ears and just does not sound pleasant at all. It can almost feel painful. And a lot of the sound seems to be coming from the front of the car, even with the surround system on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a few of the sound settings here and sort of work them into how I adjusted it to make the system sound much better. So first off, here's surround on, here is it off. So it's probably going to be hard for you to tell with just the binaural headphones, but it actually makes the sound seem more surround with it off. So it's a more natural sound, we'll leave that off. Then, went to the fader and balance and moved it back 2 clicks. You have to turn it up a little, but now the sound is a little more balanced around me, and more bass sounds are coming out through the rear subwoofer and more powerful rear speakers. Then lastly, went up to treble, mid-range. I'm going to turn the mid-range up 1. Now for pop or hip-hop type music, I would only have bass up 0 or 1. This type of music, I'm going to do 2 clicks, and actually 1 on the treble as well. So now, let's listen to this as it comes up to sound again. So you can just hear a little bit more of the instrumentation. As it gets loud again here, you'll hear the snares a little bit quieter, and it sounds easier on the ears. Getting a little more thump underneath from the bass, which is nice. And I'm hearing the guitar a little bit more rather than just snare drum. Let's go back and listen to one of the other tracks. I want to do... Whoops, wrong direction. This one right here. We're going to listen to this again with these adjusted sound settings. Hear what it sounds like. Much more satisfying bass note there. Just a more well-rounded, pleasant listening experience. And what that kind of tells me is that they still have the high-quality Mark Levinson speakers in this car, but for some reason, whoever tuned it, they just tuned it a little too far forward and not really optimized for this type of music, especially when you're moving. When you're stopped, it sounds pretty good at the factory default settings, but when you're dealing with the tire noise of these Michelin performance tires and kind of all that other interference, you need to sort of set the sound back from you a little bit, calm down the upper mid-ranges, or else they just come through too strong and they're grating on the ears. So all things considered, objectively speaking, what would I rate this Mark Levinson system in the RCF? I'd give it about a 7.5. It sounds pretty darn good. It's not nearly in the same league as the Mark Levinson from the Lexus GX460 that we tested recently. And I've heard definitely other systems that are better, but when you get it dialed in just right, it is pretty good. However, I do have to take a little bit of score off for the frustration of using this system. This trackpad is not great, it's not super intuitive, and even after you get used to it, you'll have frustrations of trying to get to a certain button and it taking you a few clicks, which just results in more time with your eyes off the road, less time concentrating. Subjectively speaking, within sort of the luxury coupe marketplace, I think a 7.5 is also fair. Maybe 7 given the price of the system. However, you could definitely pay a lot more for a Bowers & Wilkins system in a BMW coupe or a Mercedes or something like that. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you're able to get a good impression of the Mark Levinson system here in the RCF. If you want to see more on the car, check out the links in the description for our full review. And check out some of our other sound system tests as well. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and we'll see you on the next one. Drive on.